Good morning and welcome to Friday. Yeah, we've made it. Way to go. Patriot Radio News Hour. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group, and it is going to be another glorious day here in the Valley of the Sun. I hope maybe it's starting to get a little warmer wherever you may be. I do have an update. We have. Not only do we have a lot of customers in Texas, we one of the largest gold wholesaler in the world, actually is headquartered in Dallas. It's where we get a lot of our products from. Uh, I didn't talk to them, but I've been emailing back and forth with the people working there. It's getting a little better. Was the update today? The rolling blackouts have ceased. It's getting a little warmer. There's some traffic returning to the and that now again. This is Dallas. I have obviously Texas is huge, so it could be still really really bad for people in other parts, but. A little bit of good news, and that's what Friday's about, right? It's been a long week. Gold's rallying today. Silver's rallying today as the lunch lady, Janet Yellen, was talking about spend, spend, spend. We'll get to that and other things. The 10-year note continues to rally. This is the first time we've seen gold up with the 10-year note up. And that's what's going to happen as the 10-year note starts to really creep up there. Like today, 133 now on the 10-year note. I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see gold in the 10-year note actually rallying together. And again, remember, when the yields on a 10-year note go up, that means those who already have bonds are losing money. And this is the other anomaly today. The dollar's down. And right now the dollar's down another 30 basis points. The dollar's only at 90.20, 90.20. So that the dollar here with you see the Treasury rallying like this. We should see the dollar at 92, 93, possibly 94, but it's not rallying, and the reason is very simple. The treasuries are rallying for all the wrong reasons, which is a lot more debt. Janet Yellen trying to tell everybody, well, we need trillions of more dollars. So buckle up, get ready. Last night, I was playing pickleball, and when you play one game too many, yeah, that happened. And I blame it on CBD. It's CBD's fault. I've been telling you guys, I take the tincture, the 1,000 milligram tincture, and then I've been using the salve. Because I've had several knee surgeries, and I put that on there, just as I don't know, maybe even psychologically. But I will tell you this: when you play one game too many, and I knew it was one game too many. My body was like, what? Hey, fatty, what are you doing, right? But no, I went out there. So I went home, and I took another dose. I took another dose of the CBD. And somebody had said, we had a customer had emailed us talking about they take it at night to help them sleep. I was out like light. I got home about 8:30. I was planning on taking a shower. I got home, took the CBD, went upstairs, and I sat in my bed, which was a mistake. I know it was a mistake. And next thing you know, I'm out cold, and didn't wake up till about 4:30 this morning, which is really, really pretty good for me. But I got in the shower this morning, and I was like, oh, my body was like, yeah, you shouldn't have played that extra game. But I re-hit the CBD this morning before I left to work. And I'll just, there you go. I mean, you name whatever your ailment, it may be able to help you. And we got all the best prices. I did get an update. We got 3 new products coming. The cocoa, the 3,000 milligram tincture, which is the one I'm going to take. That's just it's 3 times the power, and it's only double the cost. So it's actually really great. And then we're going to get a pet shampoo as well. And they're all at the lab. So we're waiting for the lab certifications. Like I said, this is all organic and all that. Even the process that they use to extract the CBD. A lot of these companies use these really bad solvents. That's not what my kind does. And you can either get it from the seed or the flower. I learned this the other day. They do it from the flower. And we're trying to set up an interview, and when it happens, we'll let you know. The CBD guys are actually going to come on and do like a half-hour show for us one of these weekends. We're working on it, and when that happens, we'll let you guys know, because the education they're going to provide could be invaluable. So make sure you get those 1360 KHNC, hit the shop button, and we've got product now at both offices, both at the Colorado location, the Arizona location, and of course, as you know, all of that helps the radio station and getting the word out to everybody. When we get back, what did Janet Yellen say? And how big does she really want to go? 800-951-0592. Gold's up a 10 spot here. 1783, 1784. Silver's up almost 50 cents an ounce now. Back over 27.50 to the ounce. As Janet Yellen, she was actually came out last night. CNBC, right? This is what we have now, and this is what we've seen out of the media, where they want to control the message. Right, wrong, or indifferent. We're going to tell you what we want. And then the people that have us on there are going to cheerlead for us. And this is how you end up with enormous bubbles and whatnot. She was talking about the need for the $1.9 trillion. They got to have it, right? So Janet Yellen essentially given the Biden administration cover. Hey, do the 50-50. Let Kamala cast that vote. Nancy Pelosi thinks that by the end of next week, the House will have passed it. So remember, they need something done by about the middle of March. So they've only got about 3 weeks left. Pelosi says they'll have the $1.9 trillion passed before the end of next week. And Janet Yellen said, we think it's very important to have a big package and address the pain that this has caused. 15 million Americans behind on their rent. 24 million adults and 12 million children who don't have enough to eat. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, that number is off by at least 20 million. But I guess maybe what she's saying is even with food stamps, there's still 36 million people that don't have enough. And the other 20 million that are on it may be okay with it. Small business is failing, Yellen said. I think the price of doing too little is much higher than the price of doing something big. We think that the benefits will far outweigh the cost in the long run. Wait, what's the cost? I guess at this point she could be right. Does it really matter? Right? What's another couple trillion at this point? Right? I think that's kind of what she's saying. And again, the problem is with this package, this would be great if that's all it was. Hey, everybody that's still out of work, whatever you were making before, we should have kept paying them, right? Every small business that got forced to close, whatever their monthly expenses were, right? The rent, the utilities, right? CAM charges, all that stuff. And whatever they were average, the owners were taking home a month, whatever that number was, we should have paid it. That wouldn't even be, here's the funny part. Now, what I'm just saying, right? I'm saying, hey, just do that, right? That way, if you were gainfully employed, we had the best jobs market the United States had seen, according to the numbers, before COVID. If we had just done that, everything should have been fine, right? Everybody could have paid. They were paying their bills before. They could have kept paying their bills, right? Nobody would be behind on their rent unless they truly what? Well, it wasn't a COVID thing at all. I'm just behind on my rent. And, of course, that would encompass, let's face it, everyone that got laid off would be, oh, it was COVID, right? They could have gotten paid. If we had done that, what sounds like the logical thing, that's not even $1 trillion. It's not. But, see, that's not what they wanted to do. Oh, no, they wanted to send everybody a check, right? They wanted to bail out cities and states. I mean, just in this $1.9 trillion bill, just money for cities and states, there's over $700 billion. It's over $700 billion. And, of course, then they got money to buy vaccines and money to set up testing centers and money for this and money for that. But, yep, she's out there saying, yeah, why we should just go big. And this is, like I said, this is very interesting now as we watch all of this come to fruition because we know inflation's here. I'll give you another example today. I couldn't believe it today. I should have. I had to get gas. The gas light comes on as I'm driving to work this morning, right? All right, and I don't like to get gas where I live. Right? I live in North Scottsdale. The gas price is high there. So I like to get gas near the office. $2.75 I paid. And really, $2.75.9, so $2.76. And I'm just like, a month ago, it was like $2.20. Near my house, now we're back to $3. And going higher. I talked about lumber prices, all-time record high. I mean, cost of lumber's doubled. And the list goes on and on and on. So Janet Yellen talked about that too. Right? And again, they try to act like it's not happening. And here's what she said about inflation. She says that she doesn't believe inflation should be the biggest concern. See that? We shouldn't be concerned about that. No. Because you know why? It's been low for decades, she said. It's only been low by the way you calculate it, Janet. Why doesn't anyone ever press them about that either? You ever notice that? Here they are out on TV spewing a bunch of BS. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, look, yeah. We can't even get 2%. Remember, they've been crying about 2% for 15 years. I know I'm getting fired up. And again, just know who it really screws. Anybody, and and I know all of you listen, you know somebody. They're retired. They've got a fixed income. You tell them there's been no inflation for decades and see the answer you get. It's been very low for over a decade. And you know it's a risk. Yeah, it's a risk. But it's a risk that the Federal Reserve and others have tools to address. They do. Oh, I didn't know this. They've got tools to address it. I wonder what these tools could possibly be. Because the only tool that I know doesn't do a thing for any of us, right? Doesn't do anything. I mean, they've already suppressed rates to all-time record lows, right? They've already done that. They've caused housing's just a mess. Everything's so expensive. There's no inventory whatsoever out there. And yet, according to Janet Yellen, 15 million people aren't even paying the rent. She says there's a greater risk. I wonder who. The greater risk is of scaring the people. Yeah. See, if we just tell them that it's not actually happening, even though it really is, somehow it'll be okay. Having this pandemic take a permanent, lifelong toll on their lives and livelihoods. See, that's the greater risk. It's not inflation. Don't worry about it. We've got tools. You know what? The only thing I can possibly think of is they're just going to start mailing everybody checks all the time. I mean, that's it. Universal basic income. It has to be. What other tool stops inflation? And actually, it's a double-edged sword because not only does it not stop it, it probably creates more. But how do you live with it? And she's talking about, the greater risk. Listen, people's lives have already been greatly affected. Most people don't even know how yet. And that's really the bad part. The country that we had before the pandemic is not going to be the country that we have when they, quote unquote, go back to normal. There's no going back to normal. And, of course, they're trying to tell you how, don't we know Wall Street's not a bubble and the bond market's not a bubble and this isn't a bubble and that's, yes, they are. If it's not a bubble, bring interest rates back to 5% and see if it's a bubble or not. Right? Simple. Heck, I dare them even bring the Fed's funds rate to 2% and then tell me it's not a bubble. Ask Elon Musk if he thinks it's a bubble. He came out today and ripped Janet Yellen, ripped J.P. Morgan. By the way, Janet Yellen, once again, another warning to Bitcoin. J.P. Morgan hammered Bitcoin today. And Elon Musk, I think he had maybe the best one. I don't really care for Elon Musk, because he's made most of his money via the taxpayer. Tesla actually, I know, contrary to popular, Tesla doesn't make any money. They make money by selling carbon taxes, because they're allegedly green. It's just, they don't. I'm just saying. We can argue about how green they really are later. That's for a different show. But I think he's brilliant, right? Obviously. But he said, Bitcoin is less BS, and he actually said the word, than cash is. That's what he said. And again, Bitcoin is another one of these symptoms of what's wrong. Nobody wants to really be in the dollar. And these big companies, right, it's really simple for them. Right? Hey, I'm going to start putting some of our assets in another electronic. They love the banking system, but there's a great interview today, and I want you to listen to it. Go to allamericangold.com. It's a let me, you know what, I'm sorry. I want to give the guy from Stansberry. He's getting interviewed about silver. Okay. Which is very, very fascinating, too. You can learn a lot from that as well. But towards the, I don't know, about halfway through the interview, he starts talking about Bitcoin. And he really brings up a very, very interesting scenario where he's saying, hey, all these companies coming out saying I'm buying Bitcoin, not quite what you think it is. And how one of the ways they're going to control and manipulate Bitcoin in the future. So go out to allamericangold.com. It's about halfway down. It's an article about interview about silver. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Gold's up a dozen. Silver's up 50 cents. 17.50 on silver, 17.83 on gold. The Dow is flat today. Janet Yellen, wow! I'm just dying to know these tools that they have for inflation. I can't wait. But the bigger problem is going to be what happens after the pandemic. She's not wrong about that. Let me tell you what she really meant to say. About 1 in 10 going to have to find a new job. In other words, the job that you had, it's gone. Your days are numbered. Some of you are already out of work. And some of you have yet to lose it, but it's coming. And they know it. This is going to be a permanent welfare society state. This is what happens when you let government take over and gain control and put the bankers in charge. It's such a simple process. It takes a while. But I'm going to give you the brief version of what Jeffrey Goggins was saying about Bitcoin. And this is something I didn't think about. Because I think Bitcoin goes away, or it really changes what you think it is, right? One of the two. Because there's no way they're going to let it compete against the dollar. And really, it's the dollar's probably the wrong one. The Federal Reserve electronic credit. A Fed credit, a Fed coin, if you will. But he brought up something, and my mind is blown. He says they're going to turn this into another banking instrument. And that all these big corporations, you think about Tesla, think about Bank of New York Mellon, and even Jeff Gundlach yesterday. Jeffrey Gundlach, listen, you should listen to this man. I tell you all the time, listen to him. They're going to buy up all the coins. And then when you want one, or a part of one, it's going to work almost the same way. You're going to send them your credits. They're going to loan you the coin, and then they're going to securitize them. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then at that point, it ceases to be this independent out of this. They're gonna bring it into the system. All the reasons why me and you like it, they're going to take it away. That's what he said. And I never even thought about that. I mean, that's what a great angle for these institutions to be able to play and loan it out, securitize it, and chop it up into a million itty bitty pieces. It'll be all regulated. They'll control the price, and of course, at the end of the day, we'll be paying a bunch of fees to try to own some of it. Right? It's a pretty interesting take on it all. That's on our website, allamericangold.com. about halfway down through the page, but he was talking about silver. And again, we've been talking about the lack of physical supply for the ETFs. And I know some of you are still confused by it. This is not the bank. JP Morgan doesn't own the ETF. The ETF, and there's a lot of them, but like we're talking about some of the big ones here. The ETF uses JP Morgan as a way to get physical product. Okay, so, JP, they're just the middleman, right? They're just getting a cut of the action. So this isn't about futures contracts or anything like that. This isn't about price discovery. This is about the fact that there is no physical silver out there, and the most manipulated investment maybe ever. And Goggins was bringing up a great point in his interview. He goes, go back. Silver in 1980, right? It hit $50. It's the only thing that 40 years later isn't worth way more than what it used to be. I mean, right? I think about gold is $800. I mean, gold's $1,800. I mean, so in theory alone, silver should be over $100. I mean, he used a can of Coke as his example. A can of Coke was 25 cents, like $2. Right? How about a candy bar? I mean, remember, the Snickers bar. Heck, I actually bought Snickers bars for less than a quarter. But they were, by and large, they were like a quarter. They're $1.79. Right? All of these things. So this manipulation that they've had on the silver market, it's ending. It's ending, right? The gig is kind of up. It hasn't happened yet, but it's going to. And it's one of those things where I think it's going to be almost like, we talk about, hey, how do you go bankrupt? Gradual at first, and then it's suddenly. I worry that could happen in the silver market where, we got to remember, a year ago, silver was $13. It's $27.50, right? Silver's doubled in a year. And I'm calling it gradual. Right? And maybe, does silver this year, does it go to 30, 40, 50? Right? Or does it go, hey, silver's 27, 28, 29, 28, 26, 30, 28, 29, 27, and then all of a sudden one day you wake up, it's 35, the next day it's 40, the next day it's 50. That's what I think. I think there's going to be, instead of a gradual, steady climb, I think they're going to try to hold it down as long as they can, and then boom. Could you see a $10, $15, $20 move in the price of silver in the course of 5 days? You absolutely could. I mean, that's just what it seems like is happening right now in that market. It's been crazy trying to get silver. When we get back from the break, be ready to dial, because we've been so busy that we left a couple of bags of silver at the bullion bank and didn't realize we had done it. Wait till you see the price we're going to have on the item when we get back. Be ready. 800-951-0592. So yesterday, I mean, we're really on top of it. I can't be more proud of our staff, both in the Colorado office or Arizona office. We've already set the monthly sales record for any month in the 25 years that we've been doing business in February. We still got a week to go. And we've already shattered them all. January, it was a record January. We've been as busy as can imagine, and Jason and Bernice and Brian have done a great job up there in Colorado, and Brooke and Brittany and Arlene, they've been on the ball. Matter of fact, I had to yell at the girls yesterday, "You're going too fast. Slow down. I'm not ready yet." But we are on it. And so it was the first time my wife came in yesterday. We had everybody here. We were balancing the books and doing all that stuff. And we're going through all the places we source product from. And I'm looking at the bullion bank and all the stuff, and I see these 2 bags that I can't see where we've taken them. Right? Where did they go? I don't know that, I don't see that we dropped them to one of our offices or to a customer. And so this morning, I said to Arlene, call the bullion bank. Because this was yesterday afternoon. The bullion bank was already closed. I'm like, hey, I'm sure that I'm missing something. They can't still be there. And I said, but if they are, tell me what they are. I don't know. So she calls them. And here's what's so funny. Is Jeff, the guy that we deal with there, he knew exactly what they were. He goes, yeah, they're still sitting here. I'm still waiting for you to tell me what to do with them. And it's embarrassing, right? And Arlene's like, well, what are they? They were $50. So I've got 200 rolls of $50 that I bought over a month ago. Which means I bought them for a lot less than what I can buy them for today. So I'm going to pass the savings on. So right now, rolls of $50, $2.75, and I checked this morning. That's the cheapest in the country. All the cheap guys on the internet, I'm cheaper than them at $2.75 a roll. Forget that price. Today and today only, got 200 rolls. When they're gone, they're gone. I'm going to make them less than the dimes and the quarters today. $260 a roll. Like I said, that's $26,000 for a bag. That is cheaper than I can get quarters and dimes for. I can't replace them at that price. It was our mistake. But listen, that just tells you how busy we were. You don't miss 2 bags. But when we've probably sold, 100 bags in the last 4 weeks. So these are $50. Half of one of the bags I know are really, really nice looking Kennedys, like nice. But the other part I don't know, because he told me that. So I've got at least 50 rolls that are going to be like super shiny, but the rest they're going to look the way they normally look. They're $260 for a roll of $50, and we haven't been under $260 since we shipped the metals plans. Right? We did the metals plans. I want to say in the metals plan we were I don't even know, 215, maybe 220. Right? Then pandemonium broke loose in the silver markets. So there you have it. It was just a great opportunity, and you're saving. I mean, think about $15 a roll. That's a lot. That's a lot to save on a roll of $50. $260 a roll at 800-951-0592. Take the time, get them put away, add them to your portfolio, and it's one of those too. I like it because a lot more people can participate. When we're selling them by the bag only, not everyone has $26,000. So whatever you want. You want 1 roll, 5 rolls, 10 rolls. we can help you. 800-951-0592. And I really think it looks like, we'll see. It looks like gold's bottomed here. We'll see if we get follow through on Monday. But I think stimulus talk is going to start taking center stage next week. Really, I guess, started last night with Janet Yellen making this ridiculous case that we need $1.9 trillion and really, let's face it, call it what it is. This is nothing more than bailout stuff. We got to bail everybody out, and don't worry about inflation. Really, what you need to worry about is how many people's lives that are going to be completely altered once this thing is over. Once they stop sending checks, and I don't think they can. I said it last week. I don't think they can ever stop sending them? I mean, at this point, 40, 50, 60 million people on food stamps. I don't know that we can ever stop. Universal basic income is probably something we're going to have to get ready for, like it or not. I mean, of course, I say get government out of the way and let Americans be American, and we take care of it. But that's too easy of a solution. Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. We got one line open. Rolls of silver, $50 at $260 a roll. And that puts us we're like $30, $40 a roll less than anybody else out there. Here's the problem. I only had 200 roll. I got a lot less than that. If you're on hold, just wait. We'll get to you in the order that you call. So hang in there. If you get the answering machine, and right now if you call, you probably will get the answering machine. If you get the answering machine, call back. Just keep calling until you can get in. If you leave us a message when they're not on the phone, the girls will try to return your call, but your best bet is to continue to call back. 800-951-0592. Real quick, copper over $4 a pound. Last time I saw it, that's got to be that's near a record. It's not a record. I want to say that's a 10-year high. 408 a pound for copper this morning. Wow. Lawmakers are asking the IRS to delay tax filings from April 15th. Why there's no reason for a delay, but they're asking, ready for this, to prevent taxpayer anxiety. Listen, if you want to prevent anxiety over the IRS, let's abolish it. Then it'd be gone. Listen, by the way, if you got anxiety, shameless plug here, get some CBD products from 1360 KHNC. Hit that shopping cart button. It can help you. Matter of fact, I was telling people yesterday, a customer has been telling us they've been taking the salve and the lotion and putting it on their forehead and face and saying it helps with anxiety. So there you go. Maybe lawmakers should do that. Yeah, that's just too much anxiety. Yeah, let's just delay it, right? It'll be fine. Everybody's got tools in the toolkit. Don't worry about inflation. We can just print money forever, and let's just bail out everybody, and life will be great. And we don't want people to get worried. Wow, what the heck has happened? It's the great wussification of America. It's incredible. Final bid here. Like I said, gold's up double digits today, 1782. Silver's up 50 cents, 27.53. The Dow is up now about 100 points, 120 points. The S&P, the NASDAQ, everything's higher today, including Treasury yields. The only thing down a little, crude oil is down a little bit today, just below $60 to the barrel right now. Oh, the Treasury note spiking in here, 1 134. 134 now on the 10-year note. I actually expect the 10-year note to probably get to about 140 in that 140 to 150. If it doesn't stop there, look out, right? With 2% plus. I know that'd be, we'll see what the tools Jen is talking about. Patriot Radio News Hour. Listen, God bless everybody. Stay warm, stay safe, have a great weekend. We'll be back with everybody on Monday. Call the number, get some $50, 800-951-0592. God bless everybody.